When did you realize the phrase rules are made to be broken is actually true? It was senior year when Alice, this girl who everyone knew, if not by name then by her smile, was diagnosed with terminal cancer. They gave her 5 months. She had been one of those students, 3.9 GPA, a near guaranteed spot at Yale, ambition in every step. But after the diagnosis, her grades crashed. She didn't say much, but you could see it in her body language, the way she shoved her failed tests into her backpack like she was ashamed. I sat next to her in English when our teacher gently offered her tutoring and extra help. Alice just shook her head. Later, I found out why. The principal had banned any extra accommodations for her. Said, "We're not here to make life easy. No exceptions." She still had Yale stickers all over her locker, her notebooks, even her water bottle. It was clear graduating was still on her bucket list. But Principal Davis? He made it his personal mission to block her from graduating, said he wanted to make an example out of students who stopped prioritizing their studies. What the hell does that even mean? That's when I made a decision. I was going to go behind Alice's back and completely betray her. See, my family's comfortable. We donate a lot to the school. Enough that the teachers always put in a little extra effort when grading my papers. I hated that, but my parents insisted. And despite being rich, they're not monsters. I knew if I told them about Alice, they'd pull strings. But I also knew Alice. She'd never accept charity. She didn't want pity. So I didn't tell her anything. That Monday morning, me and my parents sat across from Principal Davis in his office. My dad didn't waste time. We want Alice to graduate and walk that stage. Principal Davis? Stone cold. I'm sorry, sir. That won't be possible. This school has a policy to uphold. I don't want other students getting lazy. The girl has cancer, for crying out loud. In 5 months, she'll be 6 feet under. My dad slammed his fist on the table. But Davis just sighed. My hands are tied. Even if I wanted to help her, the superintendent would never allow it. I'd be fired. That's when I realized this wasn't a fight against one man. It was a fight against the system. We walked out of that office defeated. Well, they were. I wasn't done. I needed that verbal no so I could move to phase 2. The next day, I met with Ms. O'Callaghan, our guidance counselor. I told her everything. I told you he'd say no, I said. She just sat there in silence. The air felt heavy, like even the walls were holding their breath. When the bell rang, I left. But I knew she was with me now. 3 weeks later, Alice's grades started going up. I watched her light up when she got a test back with a passing score. It was the first time in months I'd seen her smile like that. Here's what Ms. O'Callaghan did. She arranged unauthorized tutoring with teachers from our rival school. They weren't licensed to tutor, and all the sessions happened off campus, at Alice's house. Quiet. Secret. Completely unofficial. But even with that, she wasn't passing everything. I glanced at her paper one day and saw a C-. Better than failing, but not enough to graduate. So I pushed harder. I contacted her chemo nurse myself. Asked if her appointments could be scheduled for early mornings to free up her school time. Was it weird? Sure. But Alice would never do it. She was too proud. She thought asking for help made her weak. And for every class we shared, I wrote 2 assignments. One for me, one for her. Then I'd wait until both papers were in the pile, slip hers out of the stack, and replace it with the version I wrote. I even mimicked her handwriting. No one noticed. Fast forward to May 23rd, graduation day. The applause was thunderous when Alice walked across that stage. I had tears in my eyes. She didn't even know who I was really. But that didn't matter. She got her wish. Exactly a month later, on June 24th, I stood at her funeral in a suit I borrowed from my dad. In the photo frame beside her casket, Alice was wearing her graduation gown. And that smile, the same one that lit up every hallway. I thought that was the end of it. But a month after that, there was a knock at the door. It was Ms. O'Callaghan. Tears in her eyes. "They're onto us," she said. "The superintendent's been building a case. We need to get our story straight." My stomach dropped.